What's up, you guys? It's your girl JJ. Welcome back to the Ratchet Diaries. So yeah, you guys, today is November 7th of 2024. The last time you guys saw me, I was strutting like the cheetah girls in Barcelona. So obviously there is a lot to update today as per usual. So let's get into it. Yeah, you guys, basically I got back from Barcelona. And 2 days later, I got called in to my caregiving jobs office, which is all the way in Longmont, which is about an hour away from me. And basically, long story short, the lady that I was taking care of ever since like mid-June, someone had been stealing her sleep medication. And basically what ended up happening was they brought all of the people that take care of her into the office to talk to, each one of us. And obviously, since I was gone for about a week, I was like one of the last people. And so, yeah, I go into the office being a little nervous just because like I knew those ladies never really trusted me and they've always been really transphobic. So they spent the whole meeting trying to pin that shit on me. And so basically by the end of the meeting, I had defended myself. I told them like I didn't do it. Even though we take the same medication, I have it as a prescription. I don't need to steal her medication. But eventually didn't take long to realize I just ended up needing to be the scapegoat for them. So basically they, suspended me because I was supposed to work that night. I got fully ready just because I didn't think that I was gonna get suspended. So basically, yeah, they suspended me and then they told me they'd call me the next day, which was Friday, and let me know like whatever. Basically, I get the call Friday and they're like, yeah, JJ, so until the state's investigation is done, we're just gonna have to like, kind of let you go. And I basically said, okay, that's fine. I'm still not guilty of what you're accusing me of. So you'll be in touch with my lawyer very soon. Like I said in the first video that I made this year about my car wreck, my mom really saved me from that situation. And again, like this whole situation with the caregiving job really like forced us back together. Because I really needed her help. I was like, look, this is an emergency. I really need your help with this. So basically, that kind of forced us back into talking. We had this like 3-hour conversation and she apologized and kind of acknowledged and said these things that all I really needed her to say. So me and her like back together. Once finally her friends got her in touch with the lawyer and I was finally able to talk to him and tell him about everything, he said I had a case. Which was great, so I was like, okay, let's move forward, right? Literally, after I got off the phone with the lawyer, I texted my old coworker that still works with Lori, my old client, and she had just passed away right after I got off the phone call. And so that really changed things for me. I was like fully ready to like go ahead and, get all these things together and try to maybe get her sister involved to help me. But after her passing, it just really made me sad. And I was like, I just don't think it was the right decision to keep going with it, just especially because it was just so crazy that, she passed away like right after I got off the phone call. I thought that was really weird and I couldn't make that up even if I wanted to. So I ended up just going ahead and not, going through with the case. I ended up just saying, it is what it is. Like, it sucks because, that I really could have won that case because that wasn't legal. What they did was completely wrong and illegal to just scapegoat me, even though they had no proof that I did it. And I didn't fucking do it because I don't need her sleep pills because I have my own fucking sleep pills. So yeah, guys, lost that job basically immediately after I got back from Barcelona. So that was fucking great. It really reminded me of what happened when I got back from Paris. My whole life kind of fell apart kind of in a similar way when I got back from Paris. So it's like, I guess every time we go to Europe, I'm just gonna have some shit go down as soon as I get back. But yeah, so that was great. So like literally was not expecting that at all. And then, so because though I ended up going to Kansas City 2 weeks later, I wasn't going to start looking for a job yet because I was like, well, I'm going for my dad's 60th birthday, so I'm not gonna, start looking for a job yet until I go to Kansas City to visit him for his 60th. So then yeah, obviously I go to Kansas City for my dad's 60th and that went really well. And then I obviously got to see my Zycie, my little kitty cat. So that was good. Basically then, as soon as I get back from Kansas City, I get hit up from this contractor. Basically, my landlord had told me, I think either before I went to Barcelona or right after, that his contractor was gonna start working on all of the construction in the apartments. Basically, the entire apartment complex has to be rewired because all the faulty electricity and stuff like that. And so basically like 2-3 days after I get back from Kansas City, that has to get started. So that delays me finding a job even more because me and Maisie couldn't be here. We had to stay in the car in the freaking hot ass heat in August. So yeah, so he started working on that. He had to cut open all the walls and like saw the walls down, rewire that. That took about 2 weeks. And before the end of the 2 weeks, he really pissed me off because he had no respect for my dog. And he kept, basically he went off on me at one point when I had come in to just grab one more thing. He was like, you really need to be able to like stay away because we're not gonna be able to do stuff. You're gonna be looking at a hotel really, really soon. And like, I didn't say anything because it really took me off guard, but that was just extremely disrespectful. It's like, bro, you're coming into my apartment, invading my space in order to do all of this. So like, and like, I don't care if you don't like dogs or not, like this is unprofessional of you to like treat me this way. So once he was done, he was actually supposed to come back after the rewiring and after putting the walls back up. He was gonna come back and paint after the other guy put up the drywall. And I told my landlord, I was like, look, I don't want him back here. I don't want to deal with him. He's fucking disrespectful. You know, he has no respect for my dog. I don't care if he doesn't like dogs. That's not my fucking problem. Like, I know you're retired, but that doesn't give you any fucking excuse to be disrespectful in my fucking house. Here's a video of kind of what had, you know, started, how it looked when he started, you know, digging in the walls. To stuff as much as I can in my closet. Fun times, guys, fun times. They have to do the whole fucking house and the bathroom and take all my stuff out of my room. I have to do my laundry and hang my clothes on that since my closet's full. But yeah, they're gonna have to do all that to every fucking wall in here. So, love it. Right, we love this. Gives us lovely anxiety. Then the other guy, Joel, he came and did the drywall, and he was so nice, so respectful, loved Maisie, was really nice about it, so I really loved him. So then, like I said, when I ended up calling my landlord and telling him what happened with the guy that did the sign and the rewiring, I was like, I don't want him back here. Like, I don't want him, I can't deal with him. I'm gonna literally like beat him up and I'm gonna go to jail because he's so fucking disrespectful. So basically I asked him like, hey, so Joel says he could find a match to the apartment so he can paint it, and like he said he'd do it for $200. So luckily my landlord was like, you know, very apologetic about like how the rewiring guy treated me. And so he said that Joel, the drywall guy, after he finished the drywall and did the texturing, he could paint for me. So basically, guys, all of August, that's what I was dealing with. Me and Maisie were just like very uncomfortable for that entire month, having to live with, you know, everything everywhere. I had to take down more than half of my apartment, like constantly move stuff around. Like, that was a nightmare. So August was basically just like, I had to spend the whole month really just, you know, dealing with that. As I told you guys in the beginning of this year, when I was talking about the jobs that I had caregiving, and I also had Buffalo Wild Wings where I worked twice a week at. So obviously after I got fired, or not fired, but like suspended from the caregiving job, I obviously still was working at Buffalo. So like all of August into mid-September, I still kept that job. So basically, obviously, since I wanted to start applying for another job by, you know, the time I got back from Kansas City, obviously that got delayed because of all the construction that was going on in the apartment. So basically, I ended up putting my 2 weeks into Buffalo because I never really planned on staying at that job super long. Like I was kind of planning on quitting basically like not too long after Kansas City, because that job I really only got to kind of help pay for all the expensive stuff for Barcelona. So I ended up staying about another extra month than I originally wanted to. So basically, finally, September 15th was like my last day. And I still love all the coworkers there. I still like keep in touch with them, so that, you know, luckily at the end of the day, that job was really great. I'm appreciative of it, but it was, you know, at the end of the day, it was always supposed to be temporary. So yeah, so then after the 15th, we finally started applying. The week prior though, right before my last day at Buffalo, I got my second cold of the year, so that was great, but I still ended up like going ahead and doing applications. And so basically, you know, I was if you watched my Christmas video last year, I was the scapegoat at both of my dispensary jobs. So then when this happened at the caregiving job and I became a scapegoat again, I was like, well, if this is gonna happen at a caregiving job as well as dispensaries, I might as well go back in dispensaries, because that's really what I love doing. I did that all of, you know, 2023 last year. So I decided, okay, let's renew my med badge and just start applying. So basically from mid-September into like first week of October, that's what I was doing. I ended up getting about 5 interviews for 5 different dispensaries, and I got rejected from every single one of them. So basically by the second week of October, I was like, okay, like you know, it's already been almost 3 months since I, you know, had a full-time job. I really just can't keep doing this if I'm gonna keep getting rejected. So we, you know, had to swallow my pride and just accept that I was not gonna get a dispensary job. So from then on, I basically started just doing like retail jobs, you know, store jobs, or, you know, caregiving jobs, which again is not what I really wanted to do. But going back a little bit in September, Maisie started having a lot of health issues again. We went a full 5 months without any vet, which is the longest we've ever gone. If you watch my videos, you know this bitch always gets fucking sick. Even though I do everything in my power to take care of this little baby. But yeah, so she started having issues again in September. So I wanna say it was like right after, I wanna say it was like 3rd week of September, I had to take her to the vet because she had another ear infection, and then, you know, her like seasonal allergies were acting up again. So I ended up getting the steroid injection that I got back in March of this year that really helped her not lick herself to death. So I had to do that. Then basically at the very end of September, you know, she was due for her like, you know, next round of vaccines. And so basically she had to get the 3-year rabies vaccine. And so long story short, she had a really bad reaction to that. And basically like the next day, like at 2 in the morning, she just wasn't eating. She didn't even want treats, and she was just really lethargic. And so it was really, that was really scary, just because it's like, it's, you know, it's normal for them to get like nauseous or, you know, be really lethargic after the vaccine. But, you know, had it been like, it was basically like another like, you know, 24 plus hours, she still was just really bad. And so I ended up being like, all right, you have a fever, you know, I need to take you to urgent care, because it was like 2 in the morning on Sunday. So I ended up taking her to urgent care and having to spend $300 something to get her fluids and anti-nausea medication. Then 4 days later, or actually a day later, after taking her to urgent care, she started having diarrhea, which she's never had before. She's always has a really, you know, strong bowel system. And so basically, yeah, so 4 days later after taking her to urgent care, I had to take her back to the vet to spend $500 something to get her x-rays and to get her anti-diarrhea medication and get a fecal sample. And so, yeah, you guys, basically from September into early October, I spent about $1,300 that I don't fucking have, because I obviously still don't have a job. I got a call back about all the x-rays that Maisie had to do when I took her to the vet. and they found out that in her left leg, she already has acute arthritis. So that was great. Now my poor baby at 1.5 years old has to start taking these supplements to kind of just go ahead and kind of pre-treat it before it gets worse. But yeah, so it just really sucks. Like, you know, now she has, you know, acute arthritis in her left legs. So dealing with all her health was really bad. That took up, like, again, that took up a lot of September and October. So that was a nightmare. You know, she finally is better now. She's good. She's sitting right here, sleeping next in her little bed. By mid-October, I had 3 interviews in one day. One of them was a sales job, the second one was caregiving, and the third one was like a pet store job. I went to all 3, and long story short, I ended up getting hired on the spot for the caregiving job, and then I got a call for the next day for finding out that I got the sales job. So basically, that same week, I did orientation for the caregiving job. The name of the caregiving place, my last place was called Home Watch Caregivers, and this new place is called Synergy Home Care, and luckily it's more based in my area because I have to drive all the way to Boulder and Longmont for the last place. So at least with this caregiving job, I'm like more in Lakewood and Arvada, which is like so much closer to me. And then the following Monday after that week, I did orientation for the sales job. And basically because the schedules for caregiving come out on Thursdays, I wasn't really gonna even end up working that full first week. So I ended up just going ahead and going through with the full week of sales job and just kind of letting them know that I don't have too much availability because I was really excited to do the sales job because, again, like I said, I really didn't want to go back into caregiving. And then that really didn't end up working out either because the schedule was just really exhausting. And once I went to orientation, I was able to find out a lot more information about it. And it's just like door-to-door sales, you know, selling for Verizon, trying to get people on internet. And like it's commission based, so there's just no guarantee of making money. So basically by the end of the first full week that I, you know, did the sales job and trained and went door to door with a trainer, I was like, this is not gonna work. This schedule is just too much. I'm never gonna have any free time. Like, we're on our feet for 10 hours a day. Like, I don't have the fucking energy for that. After that first full week that I did, I ended up not going back, obviously, and I went ahead and let the caregiving job know that I have full availability now. Today is November 7th, so it's about the end of my second week, so we're just basically doing caregiving full time now. So yeah, you guys, it's been a lot of just rejection and like a lot of just stupid bullshit. Like, these last 4 months have just been pretty fucking miserable, which is obviously just disappointing considering, like, you know, I'd had an amazing trip in Barcelona, and like I get back and my whole life just falls apart and just gets worse and worse. So, you know, these last 4 months have just been, you know, really, really difficult. Just, you know, especially emotionally. And then to make matters worse, 2 days ago, Trump became president again. So, you know, maybe in 2 to 3 years, I'm gonna be going to prison for being myself. So with all of that being said, I do have a few more things going on the rest of this year. You know, I luckily have another little mini vacay coming up. I'm going to be going to Chicago from December 17th through the 21st, so I'm really excited. I wanted to visit Chicago earlier this year, but then obviously I was scapegoated out of my dispensary job before Christmas. So I'm glad that I'm able to go and do that. So I will probably see you guys then when I'm there. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my Powerpuff nails. Powerpuff, Powerpuff. Not only am I going to Chicago, my mom is finally gonna come visit me here in Colorado, so we're gonna have like a little late Christmas together, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. But yeah, you guys, I think that is it for me. All the bullshit, all the disasters, all the crazy bullshit, that is my life. Here to update. But yeah, you guys, I love you so much, and I will see you when I'm in Chicago. Bye.